Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and today I'm going to be going over the Gems of War No Place Like Tome event, in which the Hellspawn and the Tome of Evil is added to the game, so let's get into them. So the Tome of Evil thingy, it does not do much. It is a summon a Hellspawn, which is the new other guy, and then Death Marks a random enemy. Not too much there. The main redeeming factor is the fact that it does have a magic link on it, so you will be able to get its coloration up just a little bit quicker. It would be a relatively cheap summoner, but still overall not really going to be doing much. Maybe as an early game summoner, it is a common after all, so you might be able to find some purpose for it there, but for the most part is going to have very, very, very little usage. One slightly noteworthy factor about it though, I can't tell how much of this is from the 20%, but similar to all summoners, it does have a particularly high magic value, which could be good with other things that have a boost ratio based on your team's magic, and we're going to be using that with a Sakima a little bit later on. So that's the Tome, not really much in that, and then there is the Hellspawn, a little bit better. The brown yellows you would use mainly for fully trading a Gorgolfa, or earlier on in the game, you would use it for something like a Dust Devil or an Occatrice, but other than that, what does this guy do? He deals damage to an enemy, diseases them, and then does triple damage if they are death marked. Of course, the Tome does place one random death mark being a 10% chance to kill the enemy every single turn until it dies or either wears off. It does have a 1-turn delay though, so do keep that in mind. And disease is a half mana gain on whatever is diseased. So if they are about to gain 10 mana, they would only gain 5, though do keep in mind this does not interact with everything. It is a bit weird in that it doesn't really interact with a lot of stuff. For example, if something's enchanted, it won't have that. Whenever something does a static gain, like let's say a Dwarven Gate gives everything 5 mana on a team, it will still give the full 5. It will not stop stuff like that, only stuff taken off the board itself. As far as traits, they're all completely useless, just ignore them all. They aren't really going to be doing much. His whole purpose is basically just deal triple damage to anything that is death marked. So those are the 2 new event troops we have. They did mention that we are going to be getting 2 event troops quite often in the near future, so that's pretty nice. Okay, so what should we go over next? Let's go under the Soul Forge. What do we have here today? Not too much. The main thing you might want to get mythic-wise is Infernus, if you don't already have one. Really good damage source. They may be nerfing it slightly next patch, as it is quite a bit above average, and they have mentioned it in being so. They did a while back do quite a bit buff on it, and they did buff it just a little bit too much. But yeah, at this current moment in time, very solid troop, a high amount of damage, decent amount of mana generation, gets its own storm once you get it up, and it's the only thing that can, or it is the easiest burn all enemies currently in the game, so it works out quite nicely with that. Other than that, not really too much else to craft. None of the legends are too particularly useful to go for, out of your way for. As far as the event gems, there are the summoning stones, there are 2 of them worth considering. Dark Troll, if you've been needing it, has a soul gain plus the doubling of purple, really nice. The other one is, I forget what color it's on, I believe the brown, is the Forest Troll if you want to try attempting for that. He has the best traits of any of the trolls and has a doubleation, we're making words now, doubleation. It has a doubling of the green. Anyways, those 2 are pretty decent. All the trolls pretty much are. And let's go into the event chests. So event keys, do we need to open them this week? Pretty much no. There is not a single thing you really need in here. Aberrath's about the only really big drop, and all he does is a full heal with a board clear plus an attack gain on himself. I would highly suggest just wait on your event keys until next week, because next Monday, 1 week from today, we will be getting the new kingdom. And it won't be delayed any further than that. It's pretty much 110% confirmed to be next week's Monday, which is nice. It's very rare that a kingdom actually comes out on the Monday of the event. So the second it comes out, you will be able to use event keys on it. So yes, definitely save them for next week. Do not use them this week unless you desperately want yourself an Aberrath for whatever reason. It is somewhat good in Skull Spam teams, but it doesn't really get used too often. So, event objective stuff. Let's go into all those. We get 10% on all... Oh, it's starting with this. Okay, well, we'll start with this then. We get event gems whenever we kill anything in PvP. The easiest way to do this, as always, is simply go to PvP and keep spamming on casual until you just keep refreshing into a full Daemon battle, like something like this, and then go kill out that battle. One particular thing that you might want to use when going for these are something like a Guard's Avatar if you happen to have, or a Desdemona, either of the 2. But personally, I have two Guards Avatar teams that I normally use. Something like this with the Mercy, Alchemist, Hellcat with the Guards Avatar, just get it up quick with the Mercy. Or the other one where I just go for the Honor buff. This one also works quite a bit better if you have no traits. Keep doing it on brown-blue, just keep targeting the blue, get your Apothecary, spam it on everything. Your stuns boost ratio, your honors, the honors armor gain, because there's a 4 times boost ratio each, for a total of 16 extra armor, and then you just get yourself a gigantic Guards Avatar into either a 1-shot or a 2-shot. What's nice about Guards Avatar and why he's particularly good against daemons is he does have the capability of silencing all daemons, which is really good against all of them except Scion, because of course Scion does have immune to silence, but against all the other ones it works out pretty well. And of course you could just use a Desdemona if that doesn't work out for you. Let's take that tribute. I can't just leave the tribute there. Gotta go take that. And let's go to the other event objectives. Started with the other one. Like, look, that's weird. Why did it start initially with that and now it's over here? Anyways, it's 10% to all Karkaroff, 10% to all constructs. I believe there are only 2 troops that fall under the category of getting 20%. That is the Void Portal and the new little tome thing that came, the Tome of Evil. And we get 20 souls for whenever we use a I already forgot his name, or whenever we use a Karkaroff team, I mean, in PvP. So there's basically no point in ever doing that, because there is almost no full Karkaroff team you would ever be able to viably use. Not to mention a 20 soul gain is extremely low, and there isn't enough soul farmers within the kingdom to really be able to reach that goal. So let's go into some teams then. We're mainly going to be using, of course, the 2 new troops, and let's get right into it. Let's go all the way to the bottom and see if we can make this guy viable. Is he viable? No. Both of these are completely horrible troops, but we're gonna try. First thing we're gonna try with is Gorgulfa, Solzara, Def, and Hellspawn. I believe this is the first team I'm even using in a video other than when Solzara first came out. Not really a troop I have used too often, but she does work particularly well in this team. As you can see from what our team composition currently is, she is the only thing on our team that is actually soul gaining for us, which is perfectly fine because she has a really, really high soul gain. So basically what we're going to want to do right here is go and get ourselves up the Gorgulfa. Very nice cascade right there, just getting it up. And now we have our triple damage. We have our def marks too, and the whole premise is we just keep def marking, we just keep doing our really high single target hits, and with all the single target capabilities that we have, we will hopefully just kill everything out. So we have this. We could go throw it on one of these 2. I think we are going to throw it. Try getting the Dragon Soul down, get a nice big hit on there. We'll go throw the Steph down. Hopefully he will go and get enough mana to go give us a triple shot here. We did not get enough, but luckily the Cascade does. We now have triple damage on everything that is Steph marked off of this guy, so he should be able to get the kills we need. He doesn't actually have enough to finish anything though. So I believe we'll just go and use Solzara's last triple right there, get a nice big hit in so we can get some better def pokes here and there. So from here we can, I guess, go and kill one of these 2 out. Feels weird because we're not actually going to be able to utilize the triple damage, but it would also feel weird going for this. So you know what? I am actually going to go for it. We'll do that. I'm going to hope for one of them to die to their def mark and then wipe out the team with death. Would one of you please go already? Okay, we'll take a skull here, so that's one less thing, and then we should be able to get a def kill for the win, or that will happen. That works too, I guess. We'll go throw a poke on Dragon Soul in case it revives, and it doesn't, good, and then we just wipe it with a def. Actually, we probably could have done that the previous turn. Yep, as you can see, we easily get max souls. We have 50% necromancy off the def, and there it is, 220 souls. Very nice. Go into the next one and see what we can do with, actually I don't even know what the composition is. Let's see. It is the Evil Tome. Okay, so we got Evil Tome here. Gorgulfa, giant spider, and I forget her name already, even though I already mentioned it earlier. Sakima! And of course we have the Evil Tome thingy in the back line. Basically, Evil Tome, really high amount of magic, similar to Giant Spider and all the other summoners. It is very, very high. The main reason for this, or why we're kind of using these, is Sakima is boosted by all other allies' magic, so the fact that they all have really high magic is going to be quite beneficial to us, since we can just utilize that for extremely high Sakima hits onto the enemy team for wiping them out. So right here, I believe brown is our only option. Not really the color I would want to go for, but I guess we'll go for it. I do want to make sure, of course, that we can get the Gorgulfas. The other reason we need the brown is for the alignment on her converts, but as long as we can get it on blue, that would also work. So let me move this over and try getting the blue alignment, and that is indeed blue alignment. Let's get this onto first slot because it has stone skin, so we don't want it to keep mitigating against it. We can get one of our death marks here and have our summon, though that's not really going to help us much. We're mainly just using this here for two things. It's Magic Link, which is helping us get our purple quicker. We actually have two Magic Links between the Giant Spider and the Tome, and we're also using this to get the higher magic that it has, so that we can boost ratio the single target that the Sakima is doing. The actual ability itself, we don't really need. If worse comes to worse, we could use it as a summoner, though we really won't be needing that either. I guess we could also throw it down for a single death mark, like here, have a death mark. And luckily it actually hit one that wasn't immune, because one of them is, the Ferrotarot is indeed immune. See, that thing's probably going to do absolutely nothing, as it normally does. Death mark is very unlikely to actually get a kill, but we'll go do that. I believe we will go for the wipe here, though we don't have an extra turn set up anywhere, so it's going to be a complete miss if we go for it. So you know what, we'll just do that, and good thing, because it just revives right back. I don't believe we have anywhere to really go, so we'll just clear the board and get ourselves a recast and see if we can finally get that poke in. Can we? No, of course not. So we'll go and get ourselves a giant spider. The mana goes into nothing, but hopefully we can get us some alignment, and there's our alignment. So we'll go get the poke, get ourselves a poke again, and down it goes. Now we just need to figure out what else we have on this board, and then go kill it out. Let's see, Gorgolfa, go, do something. Get that. And yes, we do have alignment. Is that enough damage, though? No? Well, it doesn't matter because we just got a free skull. We'll just do it that way. We didn't know for sure if Sakima would have been enough there. Probably not, but now it definitely is for sure. So we'll do that. Kill that out. Go for a skull. Go take that down. Take another skull. And that's not enough damage. I'll still take it. Skull. Should we throw the death mark? No, it's over at this point. Gorgolfa, go. Okay, that wouldn't have been enough regardless, but oh well. Sakima, take the final hit. And down it goes. Tome in general, not really that good. But we're using him for basically everything other than the main thing he does, which is summon the Hellspawn. Of course, his intended purpose, or this Tome's intended purpose, is something on your team dies. Oh, let's go summon a Hellspawn there. Boom, that creates a death mark. And then you go use the Hellspawn to go triple damage it. The biggest issue with that is it's very unlikely that the death mark will actually stay that long. So it doesn't really work out that well. Anyways, let's go low-level Hellspawn. This one might actually be the one instance where it might be useful. You would use this with a first traded Sorcerer class. Sorcerer class you actually get from Kedar itself, coincidentally. I believe that would also give you a slight bonus for having both the Hellspawn and the Sorcerer class in the same team. That is not what we're using at the moment, though. We are using the Death Knight class. Not because it's what you should be using in this team, but because I'm using it for the other team. I didn't want to have to switch it twice. But still, it should be about the same thing. It's still purple, so we're still gaining the extra benefit on the weapon and everything like that. We just don't have the +1, so instead we had to set our +1 via the banner itself. So he's just going to Mercy here. He actually gets a pretty decent one. He's going to start getting everything up there. But we can now cast this. Ideally, I'd be wanting to do this on purple. It's actually quite unfortunate that he has a Mercy here. This is, of course, made for lower level play, but hopefully that Mercy won't trigger again, so we can get this, hopefully get some lucky kills. Really unfortunate that he has that again. Maybe he'll clear us nicely, but I really don't want to have to cast into that, so we'll just let him do whatever. Trying to wait on this. I don't want it to die either. That would not be good. I guess we could do it on green just to get a recast, to get the heal. Nothing else, it's a free heal. And that gives us a purple into red here. So we could go get one of these down. Oh, we could actually get it for free as well. So we'll throw this down and start the Death Mark spam. I might finally be able to get something in here. So he'll do that. And he does have a Mercy up. That is quite concerning, given our current situation. I can't really do much to the first slot either. Since we would kind of need a Creeping Death to really do anything. So we'll throw this down. Hopefully he won't go for it. Death Mark doing work right there. So very nice with that. Do we have a good convert? We could do the yellow to purple. I believe that is a pretty good idea at this point. So we'll go do just that. We get the convert. We need to get another Creeping Death down. Looks like we're going to have to do that on the non-existent purples that are on the board. Or not on the board, I should say. We'll go move that over. Take the red. Take the red. Take the green. Take the green into a drop. Take the... I don't really think it matters anymore what we even go for here. I think I take the... He's going to die regardless. I guess we'll keep him alive for one more turn. Maybe we can heal him up. We'll see. 2 HP, that's all we need. Brown. We could actually go get a triple if we could actually get a death mark down, and we would be able to off the purples if we could ever find ourselves some purples. Problem is, she keeps denying us, so we'll go for this. It will give us a 5-time skull, if nothing else. We'll go for that, take that over. Got a bit of our red back too. I'm gonna have to take this skull though if I want to make sure we don't die. Oh, never mind, we'll live with 1 HP. That is enough to cast him one more time if we truly wanted to. Still don't have that purple alignment though. Really wish I did. I could chance this and hope he takes that to the right, and then we could get a double poke on him. That is hoping for a lot of luck, but it would give us a lot of mana as well, and he actually went for it, except that wasn't what I thought it would do, fail. I didn't see the other part of that cascade there. So, no, that didn't quite work. He is diseased, so at least he probably won't get all of his mana back here. Let's move this over. And, really need more of that Creeping Death. That Mercy is really doing work on us, mainly because we're not able to get the main color that we need, that this team is based around, and that is, of course, the purple. It also doesn't help that he has cleanses every few seconds as well. Of course, it's going to be a counter to Death Mark, but we'll go and looks like a pretty clear board. We'll go for that. Should be able to get the poke that we need now. We can actually get the triple damage too because he didn't Mercy there. That will be enough to close the last little bit of damage we need, and then we can just go from there. His Mercy is going to kill that Gorgulfa, but we can easily go poke that with something again. Again, we don't have purple, but we should still be able to find our way, some kind of way to chip it down. How do we go about this? I really don't want to have to take the skull, which I almost feel like I need to because it will die if I don't. There we go. I want the purple more. It's not going to last as long. So we'll go take some of the yellows. We need to really start taking that a bit more since he is taking it so much here. We're barely going to be able to poke it down. He's just going to keep getting that Mercy up, which is a really big problem here. Though we do finally have our ability back up, we do get to poke, and it will die, and it does look like we have the win. So hopefully it'll go for skulls here. Throw that down. We get the death mark on it. Double poke. Final blow. And down it goes. Also, I didn't really explain it. Creeping Death. You get Creeping Death from 250 kills on a... Or you might be wondering why we had Creeping Death on an early game team. But it's actually a pretty easy weapon to get. You get it from completing out the Kedar questline. You then get a little bonus questline at the end where you unlock the Necromancer class. You then win 250 battles while using a Necromancer, and then under your hero thingy, you will, once it's set and you did your 250 battles, you will get the Creeping Death weapon, and that ends up giving you this, which of course places the 2 death marks on the weakest and strongest, and it deals full AoE damage for a pretty competent amount. It's actually one of the best AoEs in the game. Even though it's not as meta anymore, mainly because Deathmark isn't as good. But of course, with all these Deathmark related troops, kind of need to have Deathmark related with it. So, should we go bring a guard's avatar out real quick? No, we're not going to do it for now. We'll go and do a really weird team that uses the fact that we have a Death Knight class. This is the whole reason why I even had Death Knight class set in the first place. Basically, actually, you know what, I should repick. I think that has immune. Yes, you know what, I am actually going to repick. Even though that's my revenge battle, and I definitely can't do it on that. Well, I guess we could just re-pick our casual, or just do this battle. You know what? We could just do this, because it doesn't have any immunities. So we're going to try to fail against this one. Basically, what we're going to be using is a really weird variant of a Hellspawn. I tried this with Sacrifice, in hoping that we could basically just keep one-shotting the entire enemy team. That does not work. It doesn't work at all, unfortunately. But what we can do is use a Death Flare, have this, instantly deathmark the entire enemy team, and basically just make this a whole oriented team around keeping them deathmarked forever. Do keep in mind, don't keep spamming deathmark. It does have a weird one-turn delay. So for example, if we were to deathmark a deathmarked enemy, a normal deathmark would have a one-turn delay. So the previous turn, there was no chance that it would kill. The biggest issue with deathmark at the moment is it still has a one-turn delay if you reapply it on a troop that already has it. So for example, if we cast with Death right now, there would be a 0% chance that any of them would die next turn. But right now, with us not casting Death, there is a the normal 10% chance that each one of them would die. So yeah, really the only time we'd ever need to reapply Death marks would be when their Death mark wears off. And none of them wore it off, though none of them died either, which is good because that means we can now do triple damage with this guy and just throw it on the biggest threat. With this given team, I believe the biggest threat is the Kraken, so we will go for that. Ideally, we'd be able to get a death kill. You know what, maybe we should have gone for the Korvash, because We're gonna have a slight issue here where he is gonna be able to get his drain down, and there's not a single thing I can do about that. Well, we'll go move that down. Nice. There's one of our death marks doing work. Now we'll go for another poke and see if we can get it reapplied. Death mark didn't do anything there, but we should be able to get a kill. Okay, we got one of the kills, and now both of them are death marks. Ooh, thank you for the blues. May be able to do something with that. Oh, can we get lucky? Please, blue or yellow. Actually, either would work as long as it extra turns. Perfect, exactly what we needed. And now we can go kill out Corvash. Then we'll have a recast and kill out our last slot again. And yeah, that's pretty much match. This actually worked a lot better than I was planning on it. It actually wasn't working too amazingly earlier, but it really comes down to luck on does Deathmark want to kill or not. It's the whole reason why Deathmark isn't really too huge. It is super luck based. He's either going to do really amazing or nothing at all. It's going to be one of the two. It's never anything in between. You're either going to completely wipe a team with death marks, or it's like there's no stats effect at all on them because they never trigger. That tends to be the way that death mark goes. But anyways, that's pretty much everything in regard to the two new troops. Both of them are abysmally bad, so yeah, not really much to see there. They're mainly just like some early game stuff that you might be able to put into some teams here and there, but neither of them are going to be particularly viable. They're kind of just fun troops to mess around with and kind of have there. As far as bonuses this week, there really isn't too many things to do other than, of course, hunting down your daemons through the refresh button. There's not as many set right now because it is the beginning of the week, but just keep an eye out for 4 times daemons. Actually, you know what? Let's go wipe this out. I kept talking about guards avatar teams. Let's go wipe it out with a guard. I'll have to do the double cast guard so we can get the full silence, but might as well go show this real quick. He isn't actually obtainable this week, but if you do happen to have a guards avatar laying around, for whatever reason, now would be the greatest week to bring it out, since there's probably going to be a lot more of them due to the event week being daemons. So basically, with this, we'll want to try getting a really good mercy from the beginning of the board. Doesn't look like we'll have it. I think we can get it right here. It's not really an extra turn, but of course, ideally with mercy, we'd always want to cast it for a extra turn. I need to try finding ourselves a nice one here. It looks like we could take it on blue, so I am going to go for that right now. Need to make sure we start getting our mana up and then go for the double cast, and then from there, it's pretty much just auto-win. So, that is what we're going for. We'll go move the green over there. Get that. Take Skull Poke. Pretty nice. Go and throw this into a guard. This will now silence the entire enemy team. So, oh, except for the one that has Impervious, but everything else other than the Elmagrim, it shall silence. There's also Scion as well, which it will not silence because, of course, it has the actual trait that immunes to it, the alert trait. So right here, we don't really have much to do. Mercy won't really do anything either. So I believe that's enough to... No, never mind, that's not. We'll just throw this onto green. That will give us our Alchemist so that we can then cast next turn to something, hopefully. And does that indeed give us something? No. No seems to be the answer to that question. So we'll throw this onto blue. Mercy better not die, because I need her next turn. Oh, I just killed her. Good job. But we have Hellcat, so that will still work. Looks like we'll finally have to Hellcat our yellow away. Probably could have done that the previous turn and actually gotten away with that. But now we just throw Guard's Avatar. That's team wipe, and as long as he doesn't revive, that is the match as well. And good, he didn't revive and go annoying. But yep, that's pretty much a Guard's Avatar. You just get a lot of value out of the silence on top of damage, and then you just kill it out, and all the event gems. Yeah, that's pretty much all you have to do. Not necessarily with that team, but just keep refreshing until you do find yourself a 4x Daemon team in casual PvP. And that's how you would complete out all of the event gems this week. So anyways, guys, that will wrap it up for this video. If you still have any other questions about the event or anything else in general related to Gems of War, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful week. And next week, we have the New Kingdom, so we'll have a lot of stuff to go over. Goodbye, everyone.